Time now for our Knicks Fix. As always, we join our pal Alan Hahn downstairs from the Squarespace studio. And Alan, the crowd here Thursday night with Dallas in town was rocking. Some say it's the loudest they've ever heard the Garden.
And it was great to see that it was for the home team to build off of the momentum of the crowd, the energy of the crowd. Now, yes, they were invested in making sure Kristaps Porzingis felt their wrath, but it was a very good thing for this group, 9 new players, to see what the building can be like when it gets behind you and when you're playing as hard as the Knicks played. Did you see the crowd just really was into this from tip-off, from warm-ups? And David Fizdale before the game tonight said that his team did get the positive end on how to see it could be when you put forth a great effort for 48 minutes, whether you win or lose. It is important to them. It's how you play. And Julius Randle remarked how the energy was amazing. Marcus Morris, who hit this huge shot here, he felt like Kristaps Porzingis was a little rattled by the relentless crowd, and that part's important. In fact, Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle said he felt like it was a playoff atmosphere. The atmosphere had a playoff-like feel, and all that was very important. And as we know, the Knicks have struggled here at home in the building. They look like they have played tense at times, and maybe it's because of the energy that they get from the crowd. And for once, they felt like understanding, hey, when it gets behind you, you can ride this wave, and it can help carry you to win. So we'll see if they can build off this now, because we've seen them have good games and then not follow them up with strong efforts. But if they know what the crowd can do for them, and they saw it Thursday night, it'll be interesting to see how they start tonight's game.
Now, Alan, Frank Ntilikina was all over the court the other night, and we are seeing his evolution right before our eyes, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And, you know, we talk about the noise from the crowd. One of the loudest roars of the crowd was for Frank Ntilikina. I mean, he has become a fan favorite, and they absolutely love what he can do on the defensive end, because that's New York. They love defense. And we saw it certainly on several occasions in this game, including right here, which everybody felt that could have been a clean block. But, you know, as David Fizdale talked after the game on Thursday, he said that Ntilikina was a bulldog on defense. He also revealed how Ntilikina, who often is a bit soft-spoken, came to him when he wasn't playing early in the season and told him that he wanted to make a case for playing time. He said, "Coach, you know, I've gone through a lot in 2 years. I feel like I finally understand what the NBA is all about, and I know I haven't showed it yet, but I'm a dog too." And so you know that appealed to David Fizdale. And since he had that meeting with him, he's played over 20 minutes a night. He's become a starter, and he's averaging 1.7 steals per game and a block per game as well from the guard position. And Ntilikina did confirm, by the way, that he did have that conversation with David Fizdale. When asked why he thought it was the right time to do it, is he said he's finally comfortable now living in the U.S. and also playing in the NBA. Remember, he came over here as a teenager. He had never lived in the U.S. before. It was all a new experience. And he said, my mind was all the way into basketball, and I'm ready to get to the next level. How do I get to the next level? By being a dog. So, from a puppy to a dog.
All right, Alan, you know, you take a look at the Charlotte stats. Leading scorer, Devon Graham. Who in the world is Devon Graham?
That's great. And he also leads in points and assists at 18 points a game, 7.5 assists per game. And you're right, they signed Terry Rozier. They lost Kemba Walker. You're thinking to yourself, how are they going to get really good big-time guard play? Well, they're getting out of Graham, who's a second-round pick, by the way, out of Kansas a couple of years ago. And he spent almost half of last season in the G League working on his game. But you see what he is in the NBA, no matter what, a 6'1" guard who can get to the basket. He shoots a high percentage from three-point range. Now, you say you don't know who he is, but if you follow the college game, you did know, because he was Big 12 Player of the Year out of Kansas. Now, he's a 4-year player, however, so in today's NBA, you feel like these guys are past their prime almost when it comes to the draft, which is why he lasted all the way to the second round. But you know he can play. He's worked on his game. He's put in a lot of time, pushing for starters minutes as well. And the Knicks do struggle against guards like him, penetrating point guards who can also shoot threes. So it'll be a very interesting matchup to watch tonight for Graham, who's gotten off to a terrific start this season.
Yeah, Alan, he's averaging 18 points a game. How about a stat of the night now?
Stat of the night, well, this is a critical one because it involves turnovers, and that's been an issue for the Knicks, especially at home. They average 18 turnovers a game here in this building, and that could be an issue tonight because the Hornets come in as one of the top teams in the league in getting points off turnovers. In fact, they're 4th in the league at 20.4 points per game off turnovers. That could be a major stat tonight to watch. It's extra points you do not want to give the opponent.